I believe they're the deeper team. I believe their bench gives them better production. And I know Miami, Pat Riley's done a great job of constructing this team, there's a certain type of guy that you have to be to play for the Heat. Everybody can't play for the Heat. Because Pat Riley is demanding, Eric Spoelstra is demanding, and they demand a lot of the players. And since Jimmy Butler, he's demanding of those players. But when I look at 1 through 10, Doka probably is only going to go 1 through 8, maybe 1 through 7. When you look at what they can do, the bodies that they can throw at, bam, let's just say they start with Al Horford, and then they still got Robert Williams, and they got Tice, and they just got Grant Williams. Grant Williams, when you look at him, you're like, man, he guarding the 3, he guarding the 4, he guarding the center, he slide out there, try to guard 2s, he can shoot the ball, he can post up.
Yep.
So when I look at Tatum, Brown, Smart, what they got, they have Pritchard coming off the bench, a White, Skip, that was a huge pickup for him. I just think from top to bottom, the depth of the Celtics is more than the Heat, and that's saying something because we know what the Heat likes to do. They're a very deep ball club, but I just expect Jason Tatum to show that he's the best player in this series. I believe he's the second best player in the playoffs behind Luka. And the Celtics, we talk about Miami's defense. I don't know, Skip, we might be back some old 90. It might be an 85, 87, 90, 85 type ball game.
Well, that's what Spoelstra said yesterday. Pat Riley's going to love this.
Yeah, I was there watching NBA TV, and I'm looking at some of the games. I'm like, man, the final score was 75-73. Man, Adam Silver rolled with 10 of the whole NBA down as the games got like that. Everybody likes a 100-point game. So I'm going to take the Celtics because I believe they're the deeper team. They play better, a little better defense. If you can believe that, I'm going to take them in 6 games.
Okay. I hear everything you just said, and everything you just said does scare me a little bit because the Celtics are deeper, they're bigger, they're stronger, they're longer. They can run more bodies at the one postman that Miami does have, who's about 6'9".
Yeah.
Bam. Now, he plays much bigger than 6'9",
yeah.
but he's all they have unless they bring Dwayne Dedman in to play a little bit of just long ball because he's just so long and reasonably athletic. So they'll have to use him more than usual.
Yes.
But I'm going to start with my biggest reasons are the combination of Spoelstra and Pat Riley. I'm going to take it slightly over a man that I campaigned for years for to get this head coaching job, Ime Udoka.
Yes.
And Brad Stevens now graduating up into their GM-ship.
Right.
So the combination of the brain trust of Spoelstra, who's been doing this for a long time.
Yeah, what, Skip, like 13, 14 years now.
Because he went all through the LeBron years with D. Wade, obviously.
Well, he was there before D. Wade, before LeBron got there.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But he went through the wars, man, with those guys.
Right.
And then they recreated, and they're always a factor. And Pat Riley's always sitting up there with his wife, stroking his chin, watching this.
Next to Zoe.
Yeah, and you just know that the combination of getting those two heads together, they will come up with a defensive game plan that will be pretty to very good.
Right.
And in the end, I believe that Miami's defense is a little craftier and higher IQ than Boston's. Boston's tends to break down occasionally where I'll say, well, what are you guys doing?
Right.
And they'll allow some layup lines for a while. But Miami's never falters, and it's because it's so veteran and versatile.
Well, Skip, a lot of that had to do with, if you look at what they did, they had one guy to worry about in Atlanta. That was Trae Young. They didn't feel anybody, so they devoted all their attention to them. Okay, if you look at the next series, Joel Embiid, now he missed the first 2 games. They said nobody else really can beat us. I'm not worried. Look, Maxey had a great series, but Maxey and James Harden is not the James Harden. Now you got Jason Tatum. Jaylen Brown can go give you 30. Marcus Smart, he might not give you 30, but he'll give you a mid-20.
He might.
I'm not saying Al Horford probably never going to have another game like he had, what was that, game 5? Game 5. He might not have another, but he'll give you a 12-10 ball game, 12 points, 10 rebounds. He can do that. Robert Williams is a very good defender. Now, how much he's going to play, Skip? He's missed, the last 4 games with that knee swelling, some soreness, so we don't know. But Tice will give you a couple of minutes. He can hit the 3, bang the boards. They bring Pritchard. They bring White off the bench. I think they're a little deeper. I'm not going to say, I'll give you a slight nod. I will say that I believe Spo is a slightly better coach, given him.
Just on experience alone.
I mean, it's hard to argue. He got 2 championships, and he had, 5 appearances in the finals.
Yeah.
That's saying something.
I told you to start the show. I believe Jimmy Butler will be the most valuable player on the court. I can't argue him as an athletic performer because it's not athleticism that makes him great. It's gamesmanship, it's craftiness, it's savvy, it's experience, it's grit, it's toughness, it's chip on shoulder. It's knowing how to create a shot and get a Jimmy bucket. That's what he does. He'll pull something off where you'll say, what was he thinking?
Skip, if you watch him in the postseason, you say that Jimmy Butler played like that, he'd been MVP. If you watch what he does in the postseason, and if you were to say, you know what, and let's extrapolate that over 70 games, he'd been MVP.
He would, but he doesn't do it in the regular season.
No, I've never seen anything like Jimmy Butler.
I think he saves. I think he coasts in the regular season, but they coasted all the way to the #1 record in the East. So they got home court. They got a Game 7 if it comes to this against the Celtics, which is why I picked them in
It won't
7.
be, it ain't getting to a Game 7.
Okay, well, I got, if it does, I got the Heat all day.
Because I like to think if Jason Tatum can outgun KD and go toe-to-toe, I mean, this man is gone. If you look at it, Skip, he's gone toe-to-toe with some of the heavyweights. His rookie second year, he goes toe-to-toe with LeBron. They lose in 7. He comes out, he goes toe-to-toe with KD. They sweep him. He goes toe-to-toe. Skip, he had to have that game, what he had in Game 6. If he doesn't do that, I know the other guys came along. He got 2 other guys that had in the mid-20s. But, Skip, he had to go get 46, 47.
And he did.
And he did it.
And I said, you got to back it up and validate it with the Game 7 at home. And he was pretty good.
He got up to that great start. He got him going, Skip. He had 17 in the first half, and then the Grant Williams show happened.
Made 7 threes. Okay, if you tell me Grant Williams is going to keep making 7 threes.
If I tell you, if Grant Williams going to make 7 threes, they're going to sweep him, Skip.
Okay. Then there's been a big lineup change here, a big shift, because Max Strus all of a sudden is the starter over Duncan Robinson and has made their defense so much more forceful because he's got a man body of 26 and he plays with force. And he can jump out and stroke threes, and he's becoming one of the he's not Duncan Robinson, but he's becoming one of their most reliable three-point strokers.
What he gives you, what he might lack in far as three-point accuracy and shooting of Duncan Robinson, he more than makes up for it on the defensive end.
He does.
That's where the problem was. Duncan Robinson, he had become a liability on the defensive end.
He definitely had.
You say they're definitely hunting him in the pick and roll.
No doubt. And the one guy who's changed life in Miami is P.J. Tucker, because everywhere he goes, good stuff happens. And you can't tell me Milwaukee didn't miss him this year. Because he plays so hard. He just relentless on defense, and he'll just go post up in the corner. That's where he goes. He just goes and sets up shop. And if you give it to him and you give him that shot, he'll make 4 or 5 of those.
Yeah, but because they missed him, Skip, because, if you take Holiday can only guard one. He can only guard Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown. Well, when you had P.J. Tucker, now you see what he was able to do. So now P.J. Tucker takes one, Holiday takes another.
Okay. And now to the final piece to the puzzle. I thought I was in big trouble because I'm a Kyle Lowry fan, and we saw him with Kawhi win that championship in Toronto. So he's a made man, and now he's got a hamstring pull that seems like it's going to plague him through the rest of the series. And it looks like he's put on a pound or 2 in the interim where he just can't, he can't run. Okay, so what's the backup plan? Well, it's Victor Oladipo, who's made 2 All-Star teams. And I don't know if you remember 2018 Victor, but he was the most improved player in 2018. Made first team all-defense in 2018. And he can average 20 a game. And for his career, he's averaging 17, 5, and 4. He's not a pure point, but you want to talk about a two-way player?
He was the number 2 overall draft pick.
Well, okay.
So it wasn't like
I got it. And listen, it was a miracle.
Before those injuries robbed him, he was as athletic as they were at the 2.
And Dr. Jonathan Glashow, friend of mine, he made a miracle occur here because he got Victor back up and running. And he's starting to get his legs underneath him right on schedule because
he didn't really play the entire season. He might have played, like two or three games at the end of the season?
And all of a sudden, I'm liking their defense a little more, actually, with him in the starting line. He doesn't actually start now because Vincent starts, but he's been playing bulk of minutes. So all of a sudden, I'm not sure they didn't get a little better with Victor in place of Lowry.
And the question is, how bad is that foot injury that Marcus Smart? They said he had a mid-foot sprain, possibly, but came back clean. So we'll see how much it's hard for me to see a scenario where he doesn't play. Now, he did miss a game, and the Celtics won that game in which he didn't play.
He's banged up every game. He's on the floor
Well,
4 or 5 times a game.
Yeah. So
Okay.
he all in the stands, and like you said, he's diving for loose balls. So
You're on the
7-6.
right side of this. You're probably right about this. All the momentum is on your side. The betting public is on Shannon Sharpe's side. In fact, you're leading and driving another bandwagon.
I have to get me old JT
the
jersey.
C's. You're all green all the time.
Yeah, but I
right?
have to get me a Jason Tatum jersey.
Really? Okay. Well, good luck with that because I'm wearing Jimmy Butler's jersey.
Well, I don't know what you're wearing it for. You ain't going to no parade. I'm going to the parade.
I'm going to the triple-double parade with Jimmy Butler.
You know what?
Thank you.
Might be getting me a case of do tonight's game.
Really?
I'm feeling. I'm kind of feeling. I'm kind of feeling a little something myself.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
I'll let you know.
want a case?
I'll let you know. I'll let you
I'll
know a
let
little
you
bit.
have a case. I'll just give it to you.
JT.
I'll just slide it right across the table. If you want it, you can have it. I'll go a case tonight.
Okay, let's do it.
Thank you.
Got it.
All right.
Sorry coming. Sorry coming. I knew I'd get it. I pretend like I ain't want to do it. I wanted it all along.
You proposed the bet.
I know, but see, I got to make it seem like, I'm thinking about it. I was like,
You
please
snookered me again.
Yeah, I
You
did.
took me right to
I
the
did.
cleaners.
I did. Go get your game.
Way to go.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.